All right, we will now welcome Duquesne head coach Suzie McConnell-Serio to the call. Duquesne is coming off its fourth straight 20-win season and returns two all-conference starters in senior guard Jocelyn Floyd and junior forward Wumi Agumbiati. The Dukes were selected fourth in the predicted order of finish and received 3 first-place votes. Hi, Coach. Welcome to the call.
Hi, Melissa. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Our first question for you comes from a fan, from Amy in Pittsburgh. Your teams have consistently been successful over the past few years. Talk about the pressure of being a team to beat on everyone's schedule.
Well, I mean, I appreciate the question and the fact that she feels that we've, done well in the past 4 years, and we certainly have improved in the past few years. Have finished higher in the conference, have made the postseason, and the past 4 seasons in the WNIT, but I don't know that we are a team that is a target for everyone. We like to fly under the radar. I prefer to be an underdog personally, but it's a good thing that people are recognizing us and that we've made improvement over the course of the years that we've been here. And our goal is to get better and better and finish higher in the conference and to get to the postseason. And we know that's a long way away, but we always talk about getting to the postseason, and we know how competitive our conference is. And every team that we play, we have to come ready to play. And I'm excited about the opportunity and the challenge that we have facing us this season.
Thank you. We will now open up for questions from the media, please.
Our first question comes from the line of Vicki Friedman from Lady Swish.
Hi, Coach. You guys have been to the WNIT consistently for the last few years. What do you need to do as a team to take that next step to get into the NCAA tournament?
Well, I mean, obviously, what you do in the non-conference, as far as setting yourself up for an RPI, that is good enough to be considered. But it's really what we do in the conference play during the conference season, because we've seen that at least the top 2 teams in our conference have made the postseason into the NCAA, where we've had 5 or 6 teams go into the WNIT, and we've been in that situation. We feel like we've been a bridesmaid and never a bride, having not made it to the NCAA tournament, but we really have to use our non-conference play in the teams that we've put on our schedule to get us ready for conference play and really set ourselves up in conference play as finishing in the top 2. It would probably take us, a team that's never been there, to earn that respect, to be considered to get to the finals or at least finish in the top 2 in the regular season.
Thank you, Coach.
We'll go next to Mike Ashley from Play by Play magazine.
Hey, Coach, I was just hoping you could talk a little bit about what makes Wumi such a special player for you guys.
Wumi is someone for us who is very versatile. She's some would consider her an undersized post, but she's very smart when she catches the ball on the block. She finds ways to score, uses her body well, can finish at the rim, but she's also someone who can face up. So we can do a lot of things within our offense where she has the ball on the perimeter. She can take players off the dribble, but can also extend a 3-point range. So I think the one thing for us that is valuable is her versatility and how she can do so many things. And, if she's playing against someone bigger, she can take them out to the perimeter. If she's playing against a smaller post, we can put her on the block, and she just finds ways to score.
You mentioned it, getting that next step, getting to the NCAA and what that might take, and obviously a good showing in the conference tournament. I wondered if you had thought much about the new format in the conference tournament and if there were any maybe advantages or disadvantages, with the break in between, that sort of thing.
Well, I would like to speak from experience, but I haven't had the opportunity to play 3 days in a row to know if that makes a huge difference of playing that final game a week later. But I think it's great for our conference to be able to play the championship game the same weekend as the men, to have that exposure, to be in New York. I just think it's a great opportunity for whichever 2 teams have the opportunity to play in that championship game. So I would think that it's very difficult to play 3 days in a row, and no one in our league has ever played 4 days in a row and won the tournament. So it would be something that would be great if they can do that. I think Dayton was the first team last year that did that. So, but I think the break would probably do some teams some good.
Thanks.
reminder, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1. We'll go next to Shane White from 99.5 FM.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. How are you?
Just fine. How will your approach change this season with a more veteran squad than having to deal with a lot of newcomers in? You've really got a core squad that you'll be dealing with. How does that change your approach in preseason and then going on into these non-conference games?
Well, with the players that we have returning, one thing that was very good for us this year with the newcomers that we have 2 new players on our roster, both point guards. One is a junior college transfer in Odette Odisho, and then we have a freshman point guard in April Robinson. And we had the opportunity to go on a foreign tour in August, which was very good for us. We didn't have to spend a whole lot of time reteaching a lot of the offenses to our veterans, but we had to, and it was a great learning experience for our 2 new point guards. I mean, just knowing how valuable a point guard is for us with the situation we had last year, losing our point guard right before conference play. It was a big blow for us, losing our point guard. So it was good for them to get that experience. And our upperclassmen, our returning starters, have done a great job of helping our point guards. Because they already know our plays, they know our system, where it's just the point guards that are learning it. But we know that the point guard spot is huge for us, and it's really going to depend on how far they come and blend with our returning players. But we are excited about the upperclassmen. We have our senior captains, Aja Hall and Jocelyn Floyd, who have worked very, very hard, have come back strong and are playing well. We also have Wumi Gumbiade and Orchi Seichi, both all-conference selections that are returning starters. So we're excited about those 4. And then the depth. Our younger players have worked hard in the off-season, have gotten in the weight room, are getting stronger. And, I feel like the preseason is a roller coaster of emotions, because some days you look great and you're excited about your team, and then some days you think you're not going to win a game. So hopefully we have some time to still prepare for our first game on November 9th. And hopefully when we tip on November 9th that we'll be excited about the team we put on the floor.
Our next question comes from the line of Patrick Higgins from Duquesne University.
Hey, Coach. You just talked about Wumi and your other seniors who you're looking to turn to step up. Are there any other players on the roster, any other younger players who you're looking to take a bigger role this year?
Well, a couple of players that need to step up. I mean, we lost our point guard. We lost our leading scorer in Alex Gensler. So, looking to replace Alex Gensler leaving as the all-time three-point shooter in Duquesne history, there are 2 players that we talked to in the off-season about trying to step in and help in that category of being the shooter. And in junior, Reagan Moore and sophomore Belma Nurkic, who have taken to heart what we've talked about and expected of them, and have done a great job in the off season and are playing well right now. And then for our depth at the post, we do have an injury right now to senior post player Carly Vendemia. So someone that we are depending more on is sophomore center Josie Ann Johnson. So those 3 players will be in the mix and fighting for playing time, and hopefully can come off the bench and make great contributions for us.
Okay, that's about all the time we have today for Coach. Coach, thanks for being with us. Best of luck to you this season.
Thanks, Melissa.
We are now joined by Fordham head coach Stephanie Gately. Coach Gately is entering